Now, your WCDX Pinpoint Weather with Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman.
What a beautiful Thursday across the Tennessee Valley. I hope you were able to spend some time outside. It felt much warmer today compared to other days, and that was also partially reflected in our temperatures. Everybody climbed well into the 60s, 66 at Huntsville International, 67 both Athens and Decatur, Scottsboro. Good evening. You saw a high this afternoon of 64 degrees. Fayetteville up in southern Middle Tennessee saw a high of 65. Something maybe a bit unusual across different portions of northwest Alabama this afternoon. There was a controlled burn in the Bankhead National Forest, and you could actually see some of that smoke. This photo comes from Chenal over in Lawrence County, where you could see a really clear line of smoke getting in the way of that really nice blue sky that we got to enjoy this afternoon. And I also thought this was really cool, and I wanted to point it out. Now, I know it's kind of difficult to see, but you got to focus on the area inside the white circle. That's about the only way I could think to highlight this for you. You can actually see that smoke trail coming up from Winston County into Lawrence County near Hickory Grove towards Mount Hope. Again, you can see that kind of whitish area. That's that smoke from that controlled burn in the Bankhead National Forest that you could actually see on satellite imagery, and I just thought that was really cool, and I wanted to share it with you. A beautiful night across the Tennessee Valley under a quiet, clear sky. I've got a low right around 43 degrees. We do a good job at warming up once again tomorrow. Temperatures above seasonal norms. Plenty of sunshine. Really is going to be a great Friday. I've got a high right around 69 degrees. There's also something else you're going to begin to notice, a little more moisture working into our atmosphere. With that in mind, dew points are going to begin to climb into the lower 50s compared to the low and mid 20s we've had through a good majority of the week. And it looks like dew points in the lower 50s are going to stick with us even as we head into the weekend. Speaking of the weekend, it's not going to be bad. Mostly sunny skies on Saturday. I've got a high of 70 after starting the day in the upper 40s. We start in the lower 50s on Sunday, again a high of 70 degrees. But I also think you're going to notice a sharp increase in the amount of cloud cover we see across the Tennessee Valley. Here's FUTURECAST on Friday night, a mostly clear sky, but it does look like the clouds are going to build in as we head into the overnight early into Saturday morning. Still, Saturday morning through Saturday afternoon is going to be a beautiful day filled with ample sunshine. You are going to notice, though, an increase in cloud cover, which will be further noticed on Sunday, thanks to an area of low pressure and an associated cold front that is going to move through the Tennessee Valley late Sunday and then into Monday. That's not the only cold front we'll be talking about. We've also got a cold front that by Saturday still sitting well out into the Pacific Ocean. That doesn't move through the Tennessee Valley until Wednesday of next week. The cold front that moves through Sunday, Monday really doesn't bring us a whole lot of opportunities for rain. The cold front that moves through Tuesday, Wednesday, however, could bring some significant rain to different portions of the Tennessee Valley. Some folks talking about a half an inch, maybe even an inch and a half, and we could really use that rain. Huntsville International has only clocked 6/100ths of an inch so far this month. Thanksgiving is finally showing up in the 7-day forecast, and aside from the opportunity for an isolated shower, really doesn't look all that bad, Connor.
I love that turkey. I'm already excited for mashed potatoes. What are you most excited for?
Stuffing. I love me a good stuffing or some mac and cheese.
Ooh, okay. Solid choices. Thank you, Jordan.